Welcome to DynaVap Live. I'm Retail Josh.
I'm Pranav.
And we have a special Into the DynaVerse community-themed episode for you today. It is February 13th at 4:19 p.m. Let's do some shout-outs from the chat right away. We got Ron White from Lancaster, Pennsylvania.
Mike from Cleveland.
Jorge from El Paso.
Sant Nomad from Berlin.
David from Silicon Valley.
Daniel from Guam.
Felicity from Australia.
Bob from Ontario.
Jeffrey from Grand Rapids, Michigan.
Maddie from Winnipeg.
Steve from Nottingham.
Forrest from Wakanda.
And Cobra from Couch.
Nice.
And then we have Joe from Brookville, Indiana.
Not from Uganda.
And Ames from Kansas.
Lane from Oklahoma.
So we want to thank you all for tuning in. We really appreciate it. Glad that you all seem to be liking the new time. And if you're already sharing the DynaVerse with your friends and family, we really want to appreciate, send our gratitude for that. And if you're already sharing with your friends or family, look into our affiliate program if you haven't already. All you need to do is just shoot an email to affiliate@dynavap.com for more information and look into that. And if you're just tuning in for the first time, make sure you subscribe and ring the bell so that way you're always notified when we release a new video. You never want to miss any streams, snaps, or other other content that may be released. And so be sure you do that. And Pranav, you've been busy on the Instagram feed, correct?
Yes, we've been doing giveaways as usual. We did like a recent 20,000 followers giveaway. That was pretty neat.
And then we also did a Sandblasted M giveaway.
Yes.
Those are a pretty coveted item, as not too many were made.
we don't have many. I think we just have 2, and one of them we're giving away.
Yeah, just scrounging around to take photos of them was a chore. So whoever won that one, congratulations. And we want to thank you once again, the DynaVerse, the different forums out there. Want to express our gratitude. The FC forum, r/DynaVap, r/Vaporizer, Vapor ASYLUM. Really appreciate all that community support. It's because of you that we're able to sit here and do what we're doing right now. And also want to thank all the different retailers out there that stock our product. That actually reminds me, if you're looking to purchase our devices locally, check out the Where to Buy section on our website. You just punch in your address and you're able to find out if there's a store near you where you can go and check out the product and pick one up locally. And so I think with that being said, I think at this point, let's go into that community tab. We mentioned briefly about our new time. Every week we ask a new community question on weeks that we do DynaVap Live. We just wanted some feedback on the new time. We switched from 6 p.m. Central Standard Time to 4:19 Central Standard Time. And yeah, it's overwhelmingly positive. Why do you think that is?
I think we have a lot of people from overseas, and they can tune in to this newer time. It's much more convenient for everyone, and we get to go home early, so yeah, it's a win-win.
Yeah, when we did it at 6 p.m., it got to be a little bit of a long day, getting in at 9, sometimes not getting out until 7. So I definitely enjoy it, and I'm glad that you seem to be receptive of it as well. So thank you for all that. And let us know, too, what you like in the comments of this video below. Things that you'd like to see more of. We'd love that feedback. And we're going to be giving away some stuff today, aren't we, Pranav?
Yes, we're giving away 3 Makers kits.
Yeah, and so if you want a chance to win one of those, just get in the chat, ask some good questions, let us see your feedback and everything like that. And if we like what you have to say, you might be a lucky winner of a Maker's Kit. Lightwood or Darkwood, you can just specify. So have your IDs ready, and you can send your info to Cheryl@dynavap.com if you are one of the lucky winners. And so I think at this point, let's get right into our main topic of the day. We wanted to do something a little bit more community focused because it's because of you why we're here. And so we asked for some submissions through the new section labeled DynaVerse in the About section on our website. We got some really cool submissions, didn't we, Pranav?
We did.
And so the first part, since it was kind of originally Makers focused, we're going to focus on the Makers Kit submissions that we saw in. And so this first one I really like.
Oh, this one's from Dynamite. This was the first Makers Kit picture we saw on the DynaVerse. And he did a pretty good job just rounding it up, you know. It looks really neat and clean.
Yeah, I really enjoy it. I think it almost looks like you did it on a lathe. Like, I would be really impressed if you did that with the little files that were included. Let us know in the chat. I'd love to know how you were able to get such a symmetrical
We did
shape.
include a sanding sponge.
I bet you that's what he did.
Yes.
And then this next one, too, I thought was pretty neat. And this one I actually wasn't even sure if it was a Maker's Kit at first, but you noticed the airport.
Yeah, the airport does look like the one on the Maker's Kit, but can't really tell from the lighting and the angle. It's still a neat stem.
Yeah, I think it kind of reminds me of like a baseball bat.
It does.
And you mentioned too, the grooves remind you of the titanium
the titanium tip, yeah, it matches really well.
Yeah, and so
stuff.
good work on that one. And this next one here.
I love this one.
Now,
Baby shark,
so Bryce, one of our videographers here, mentioned when we were going through this, he mentioned that, oh, it's probably a shark. I never noticed that. And ever since then, Pranav has been singing that damn song.
It's an amazing song. Man.
No, it's not. And just tormenting me all day, but I still love this piece. And let's see that next one, Ben. And this is my personal favorite because it shows some of the versatility of what you can do with a lightwood maker's kit.
Homeland security.
I didn't even notice that at first, and I love puns. This photo is a gift that keeps on giving. There's so many layers and things like that. And now that is achieved with food dye, you believe?
I believe so, yeah. So there's a lot of food grade dyes out there. So if you guys want to color up your maker's kits, look into it.
Yeah, I think that's something that doesn't quite get appreciated with the lightwoods enough, is that it can be treated almost as a blank canvas for what you want to do.
It is.
And so, yeah, I really like those maker's kits. Let us see some more of them. Use that DynaVerse option on the website. We want to see them. I think it's awesome seeing that creativity and what people are able to do with just some time and some files.
So where can they submit this?
And so if you go on the website and go under About, there's going to be a DynaVerse section. You can go there and there will be this form. Otherwise, there is a direct link, which is dynavap.com/about/submit-content if you would like to type it out instead. But let us see those submissions, and we'll do more episodes like this in the future. So if you may not see yours this time, you may see it around next time. And this next section was more for like setups. This first one I think is quite humorous considering
Eminem.
Yep.
That's sweet.
And it's funny. This one was submitted right after, the Oscars when he was on, and then you have the M there. I think it's just
good timing.
Yeah, perfect timing, funny frame shot, and the red M&M always looks very happy and chill. And then this next one we hear is a nice setup. This is one that I know you liked.
I really like that stem. I believe, I mean, I've seen it around on Instagram. I think the maker's Chite 420. I might be mistaken, but great job. And see an anodized titanium stem there.
Yep, and the nice beaker glass piece. And I see that you're definitely a fan of the single torches. And that grinder has seen some long, loving days.
It has.
It reminds you of mine at home. You've definitely been using that one for a very long time. That's the nice thing about a good grinder, is it will last you for pretty much ever, as long as you take care of it. And this
and
next,
the Apollo one, we didn't mention that.
Oh yeah, I didn't even notice that. Now this one we both
Oh, this is beautiful.
gasped when we saw this. Whoever submitted this one, let us know where you got that torch. That was the first thing we all really wanted to know, because it pairs so well with the Rosium. And I know the Rosiums now are out of stock for us. A couple of our retailers still have that one. So if you're looking to pick up a Rosium, I would say now's the time before you lose your chance. But yeah, I'd love to see where you got that torch, because that's a match made in heaven right there. And this following one is...
You like this one a lot,
I
right?
did, because this one reminds me of my setup at home. I don't have the Fab Egg style water piece, but I like to have a couple water pieces out. My single torch, I actually have a jet torch like that was given to me by one of our customers named Matt. Love that torch. And then I love the Sugar Skull ashtray as well. And then the Santa Cruz shredder, which I have at home as well. This one just kind of takes me back. And then this next one is one that we both loved.
Oh, I love Lamborghinis, and I believe there's an induction heater in that one.
Now, I probably not the case because of the components inside. Imagine that thing was radio controlled and you could just drive around the room.
Oh,
like,
man.
hey, can you pass the heater?
You know what? I'm going to make that. That's a good idea. Good suggestion.
And then you got Pickle Rick in the background.
Nice.
And so we both really like this one. I think it's a clever little setup and nice stealth induction heater. And this following one is one of our absolute favorites. This is using the lipstick container as a stash for stash purposes. Really unique single torch lighter, and then the Rosium. It's just great use of color, just a beautifully framed shot. I love this one so much. And it just kind of shows you, if you get creative, I mean, you can have everything you need in your purse, your pocket, what have you. It's the ultimate on-the-go device.
Pretty sweet.
And
Let's see the next one. Oh, nice. This one's from Canada with the Sneaky Pete's Mega Globe and the Portside Mini.
The Mega Globe is one of my personal favorite water pieces. The amount of volume of water that it can hold, it just cools the vapors so much.
We see a Vortex from Austin, and the other stem is also really interesting. Please let us know where you got that one. Really like it.
Yeah, we were both questioning that. And then we see another induction heater from Portside, right?
Portside, and then the stashes from Futo. Love the stabilized bowl there.
Yep, I have one of those at home. Thank you very much,
Shout
Derek.
out to Derek, yeah, thank you.
And but yeah, you see the induction heater there, and there was a couple other ones featured. And so I think this is a good time to bring up what we're going to be focusing on this week's episode of the Snap, induction heater tips. So take it away, Ben. Welcome to the Snap. This is a segment where we answer frequently asked questions in a very rapid-fire format. So let's get right into it. On this week's episode of the Snap, we are going to be discussing heating tips for your induction heater. Now, you may think it's just as simple as sticking it in and letting it warm up. It's a lot more complex than that. With a little bit of technique and finesse, you can get a whole lot more performance. For the first heating tip with your induction heater is the pulse method. Simply take your device, press down, and let go. Press down and let go. What this is going to do is allow for a very even roast of your material inside and allow the temperature to be a little bit higher. For you cloud chasers out there and want a little bit increased vapor production, try the quick back-to-back heating technique. Take your device, press it down, wait for the click, and when the click occurs, you draw. And now, during this time, you would just be drawing the entire time, and then as soon as that cool down click occurs, you put the device back in your induction heater almost immediately after that cool down click. This will keep those temperatures high and your vapor production high as well. For the maximum amount of vapor production, the skipping a heat cycle technique is going to be the best one for you. Take your device, pop it in your induction heater, press down, or you can combine it with the pulse method. Wait for the click. Set it down on your magnet on top of your induction heater and let the cool down and click occur again without inhaling. This is going to help maintain that higher temperature, and when that cool down click occurs, you pop it right back in. Then you do your draw, and you're going to expel some awesome clouds. For this heating tip, I'm going to be explaining how to preheat your coil using an induction heater for use with concentrates. First thing that you need to do is make sure that you have your DynaCoil installed, and then apply your cap, put in your induction heater, wait till the click. Once the click occurs, carefully remove the cap with your magnet. Your cap may need to be a little bit more loose to do this. At this point, you would apply your concentrate. This will help melt into all those perforations on that DynaCoil. And then when the cool down click occurs, you can simply just pop your cap back on, put it back in your induction heater, and that will allow you to not have any waste with your concentrates because it will all be melted in. And for those times where you accidentally applied a little bit too much concentrate to your DynaCoil, you can always tip it on your side. Take your device, tip over your induction heater, and press in at an angle. This will prevent the concentrate from leaking down into the top of your cap, thus creating a really nasty sticky mess. This will prevent that and allow you to use all that tasty concentrate. We hope you found these induction heater heating tips beneficial. We want to thank Trix and Derek from Futo for your submissions and Chris for compiling them. And make sure you let us know what your favorite heating tip is in the comments below. And always remember, if you heat past the click, you do so at your own risk. This has been The Snap. I'm Retail Josh, and thanks for watching. Like that kind of content and would like to see more of that in written form, check out the Dynablog. We just did one on our most popular Snap that we've released, heating tips, and we just kind of expanded upon that information. So if you want to find out a little bit more, check out the Dynablog. And now let's take some questions.
Awesome. So Joni Lee asks, will the builder be returning to the website?
So the builder won't be returning in the way that it was originally. It'll be a little bit different. Can't really get into the specifics yet because it's still being worked on. But as of now, no, the builder as it was is still gone.
Awesome. Let's take another one. I really like this question. How did you guys pick your first DynaVap?
So mine is actually kind of I'll let you take it away first.
I actually did not pick one. I was given one when I just joined, and I remember it was a dark wood Omnivong, and I really loved it. And since then, I passed it on. I gave it to one of my really good friends, and that's the thing, you can just pass on the love.
Yeah, for mine, I was actually looking for a device that would get my fiance to quit smoking. And so I looked around, saw reviews from a couple influencers, Troy from 420 Vape Zone, Sneaky Pete, and Vape Critic, and they all did content on the Vap Cap. And I was really leaning towards the Omni because I loved how that looked, because it was between the 2017 M and the Omni XL. And got the Omni XL and got to meet George when I picked it up, showed me how to use it, and the rest is history. It's been my daily driver ever since, as well as my fiance's. It's what got her to quit smoking after trying countless other vaporizers out of the market.
That's amazing. I really like that question. So why don't we declare him as one of the winners?
Definitely. And so
Ibboat.
Yep, Ibboat. So reach out to Cheryl at DynaVap.com and we can send you out a maker's kit. Thank you for the awesome question. Let's take another here.
So all us, why don't you branch out to more retailers?
And so we are constantly reaching out to different retailers. A lot of it, getting stock in. Part of growing is we want to be able to support all those stores that we get into. And so if you know stores that would like to stock our product, just tell them to reach out to us. We'd love to get in business with them and being able to have our product in as many store shelves as we possibly can.
Brovsky asks, is induction heating better than a torch lighter, or is it just easier?
And so I will let you take this one away first and then I'll comment in.
I personally think it's just preference. I personally like torch lighters, but induction heaters do have convenience, and you don't have to worry about the flame going off, or it's just preference. And both of them have their own distinct characteristic. And with the torches, depending on single flame, dual flame, triple flame, you can adjust your experience.
I agree wholeheartedly. I'm primarily a torch user myself, single flame at home and then triple on the go. But recently I've been using the induction heater more recently, using the tips that we actually showed in that snap, and it definitely improved my experience. I was able to get a little bit more control. But if I want to just kind of sit down and know what I'm getting into and have that experience that I know and love, I will reach for my single torch.
Dagam asks, when did each of you get involved with DynaVap?
I started in October of 2018, but I was a customer of theirs beginning of February of that year.
I started January 2018, so not that apart.
Yeah, it's all grown very, very fast, and it's been a joy since I've started. It's
been a blast.
Yeah,
I've been here 2 years now, and it's amazing.
Time has flown by, without a doubt. I went from the worst job I ever had to the best job I ever had, so it was a nice change of pace.
Let's see, is there any other question?
Yeah, if we take one more, and then we'll move on to one of the other sections here. I see one. What are hydrophongs created from maker's blocks? From Jordan Peterman.
They are not, but I mean, we have wood blocks that we use in our machines, but the ones that we're using in the maker's kit are not the same.
Yeah, they're smaller and different types, I think. And so now we're going to go into some more of these community submissions. This next one, it's kind of an odder category because...
Actually, let me go back. They may be. I'm not really sure, so don't count me in.
Pronounce like...
maybe. Yeah.
Did I just... Oh. Got a little bit nervous there. But no, this next section for the community features are going to be a little bit different, but there happened to be a theme on some of them. A little bit food-based. This first one here is a very well-presented, I've seen it referred to as a hippie speedball, and it is a beautiful shot of one. I will, hats off to you there. I think that is such a well-shot photograph.
Love the lighting.
Yeah, and I like seeing the MXLs more. I think it's a underutilized modification. It's just that extra length, it's easier to spin, just improves the experience overall.
Looks pretty neat.
And this next person definitely, when their mom told them to eat their veggies, took the advice and ran with it.
Love it.
Using the carrots as a Vong stem. I think that is awfully creative. Oh, I didn't even notice. It looks like they even put in an airport in one of them.
They did? Oh, maybe.
It may just be a spec, but if they did, Like, once again,
That's
well
just
done.
amazing. That's amazing.
And then this next one, they kind of did that too, except with the banana. And you had some questions with this one.
I do have a question. So I just want to know how you drilled into that banana. I mean, it's not a straight through and through hole, right? So if you're watching, please let us know. I am very interested.
There's always money in the banana stand. And yeah, so those were like the food-centric ones. I think these were just funny, creative, and kind of off-the-wall submissions that stood out to us. So we really liked those. And now let's get into more of like the larger scale collections. We know that VAS, or Vaporizer Acquisition Syndrome, is a thing. And this person definitely has a collector's item there.
This one's amazing. So Drew was working on a laser and trying to see how he can push the limits and what we can achieve and what we can do in terms of customization on our stainless stems. And this pattern is called a Qbert, and it's really interesting. It's neat. We made a few of them and we sent them out.
Yeah, and you did like the dragon ones, you did the lightning ones, like the Lichtenberg ones.
Yes.
There's one with your face on it.
There is one with my face on it, and it's out in the wild.
It would be neat to see that one show up on Ent Exchange someday.
Maybe, or, you know, send us that picture, submit it to us, and we can feature it on the next episode.
Definitely. And then this next one features the Armada. Some awesome third-party stems there, as well as the whole gamut. I see a Vortex, Aurum, looks like a Rosium, 2018. And who makes that one with that turquoise part on it?
I think it's Azenwood.
Yeah, that's
really, really amazing stems.
Beautiful, beautiful work there. And I think that, is that a, that Armada, I know I've seen a couple of those out in the wild, and it's just such a neat presentation piece. And this following one is the largest collection that was submitted, has such a wide range. You have the old Ed's TNT Vongs, some glass midsections, the original Omni, which you barely see anymore. You had to point that out to me. I didn't even catch that.
Yes, that is the OG Omni.
And then you had some more of those Ozenwood stems, and then
the
some Fat
CBD
Pig.
Hound.
Yep, CBD Hound and Fat Piggy.
Amazing stems.
Just goes to show you, this is what we love about the community, is this creativity that we see. And we want to foster that as much as possible. And then this last one here is a little bit more seasonal one. You have some Ed's TNT pieces, a Hydravong, and like an upward waterfall, and then 3 of the M's. So you can kind of see the evolution of the M too, from the 2018 to the current gen 2019. And it'd be interesting to see where we go from there. Yes. And then let's take a few more questions here.
They ask, how long did it take to get your technique down?
Not too long, because, you know, George showed me how to use it, and I watched a lot of videos before. That's just kind of the person I am. Like to research before I get into something, so I know how to use it right away. I've been told I would research a candy bar wrapper if I could, but it didn't take too long. But I did have a couple slip ups, and you know, you have to get to know your cap, because each one is going to be a little bit different than the next.
Exactly.
And I think that helps. So I know my cap, and I know how that one's going to heat. I know the experience I'm going to get with it, and it's consistent time and time again. What about you? How long did it take you to catch up on it?
It didn't take quite long, but to be honest, I like to keep switching things around, keep trying like different techniques, and switch out stems, tips, caps, and also my techniques. So the answer is,
yeah,
it really depends.
Yeah, and it changes all the time. Like sometimes I'll do the infinite spin, sometimes I'll do the back and forth. Just depends on my mood and how much involved I want to be with it, really.
Really like that question. Maybe we should give him
a prize. And so
Tay, you are the lucky winner of a Maker's Kit.
Yep, so reach out to Cheryl at DynaVap.com, and we'll get that out to you right away. Now let's take a few more here.
Sean O'Connor is asking, will there be any different styles for the IH? The answer is maybe, and keep a lookout. We might be coming out with really cool stuff. It's nice working with Chris from Dynatech, and we've been working on some really cool stuff. Can't share much at the moment, but watch
keep
out.
your IH peeled.
Love it.
Really bad pun, but I couldn't help myself. I see one from Sean O'Connor. No, that was the one that you just took. Then the other one that I saw from, let me see here. Jorge, favorite show to watch when you're using your VAP cap. So what is yours? What have you been watching lately?
Just depends. I mean, there's so many shows. Always love watching Rick and Morty. but the office is always a good fallback option.
See, I'm more of a Parks and Rec guy.
I love Parks and Rec too.
Recently, though, just finished Sex Education on Netflix. That one was a really good one. The Outsider on HBO, you should check out. I think you'd like that one.
Nice.
And then let's take one more, and then we'll move on to the last section here.
Do
wanna
you
grab one?
follow DynaVap Reddit?
We both do. And
Yes,
so a lot of
but
us
I
do.
mean, we keep looking now and then. We do not moderate that thread. We are not the mods on that
Yeah.
subreddit, but we keep an eye out, see if there's anything we need to
Yeah, you'll
immediately answer.
see me comment on there quite frequently, several times a week. My handle on there is u/DynaJosh, and yours is
DynaAutoP.
DynaAutoP. And yeah, so we're on there. We're always looking at feedback. It just allows us to kind of get another handle on what people like and are looking for. And so that kind of leads me into some of the cool stuff that we see in awesome vape spots. And so let's take away, Ben. Let's see that first one here. And so this one, I think, pairs very well with the following one. So this one looks to be more of like a journal style type binder with the Buddha on it. And this next one is, I absolutely love. And this is the Omni with the just reading. Do you ever read when you're using your vape cap?
I do not. I never really had the habit. I never really formed the habit of reading, which is sad. I wish I did. I did read a lot of textbooks, stereotypical nerd, but that's about it.
See, I didn't really get into reading until I was older. It's because I always associated textbooks. Eh. But as I've gotten older, I love just curling up with a good book. Stephen King is my go-to. I love a good horror thriller novel. But putting my feet up in the hammock and just reading the book with my Omni is one of my favorite things to do, especially when I'm on vacation. We really like that one for that. And what's this next one, Ben?
Ooh, I really love this one. It's just so beautiful. I love moss.
Yeah, you were telling me about that. Now, why do you like moss so much?
It's green, and I really like the squishiness, the cushiony effect when you touch it. It's
So
just-
you would probably really like kinetic sand.
what's that?
It is almost like, it's a sand that just wants to, it feels like wet sand, but it flows like dry sand. It's
Okay.
very, very weird. But it's one of those like sensory experiences that can't really be replicated. I like this one because this is how the backyard at my parents growing up looked. Grew up on, 14 acres and was able to just go up out in the woods and spend the day there and just have a really nice time. So we like that one. And then this next one.
Ooh, really like this one. Another stem from Fat Piggy. Shout out to Fat Piggy.
Yeah.
Makes really amazing stems.
Yeah, this one kind of reminds me of like a French cigarette holder, but for the 21st century. And, you get hungry, so then you had to go and find some berries. And so we like that one. And then I'll let you take it away on this one.
Really summarizes the DynaVerse. So we have the low temp cap, and then we have the titanium tip and mouthpiece anodized by Austin Simrel from the Simrel collection. We have the Galaxy glass that we offer made by Chris Casey at Compliant Technology, and we have the Lucid Customs induction heater. So it's a nice family package there.
Yeah, we really, really love this one. And I think it's neat seeing the low temp cap with that induction heater, because that was the prototype image that was on the low temp caps when we were testing
Yes,
them.
the snowflake.
And so I thought that was and those Galaxy glass stems, each one is unique, and so they look really cool. Looking at that photo, that one is yours.
Yes.
And then let's take a question here before we kind of wrap things up.
We have to talk about this one, though.
Yep.
I'm going to leave that to you. Love
And so
this.
this one, when I saw this one, I thought of dressing up as Bob the Builder for Halloween, showing up to a party with an induction heater, and just powering up VAP caps the entire night. I'd be curious to see how many heat cycles you can go through with that battery too.
It's just amazing.
Have you ever built an induction heater yourself?
I have worked on a lot of them, so yes.
See, I haven't. I built computers and things like that, but I've never really, I'm like, torch works.
Torch works. So I guess we still have to pick one more winner. So
Yep.
I'm going to take.
Oh, hold on. Before we do that, there's one last photo here. This one we both saw. When we like the photo, we just don't know where it's at. We want to know.
It's in the desert, dude.
But which one? Like, is it Arizona? Is it in the United States? Is it overseas?
Let us know if you're watching.
Yeah, I thought this one was one of the cooler vape spots that were shown because it's so isolated. There's no discernible features that I can grab out of that photo and be like, oh, that's where that is. It's not like looking at the Grand Canyon or when you went to Wyoming or anything like that. You can look at those photos and recognize locations.
Yes.
And so let us know where that one was. And so that wraps up the DynaVerse content, our favorites that were submitted. Once again, keep submitting those on the DynaVerse section on the website under About. And we will feature those on future episodes. We'll make sure this is more of a regular thing. We love that engagement that we see from you guys. But now let's take some more questions here before we wrap it up for the day.
Let's just take one more because we have to announce a winner. And Alexander Smith asks, what's with the glasses? Just needed a little more swag.
You had to do the fingers, didn't you?
I did.
That was something you experienced quite intimately in Wyoming, wasn't it?
Maybe.
And so, in that one, who asked that question?
Alexander Smith, congratulations.
Yeah, so reach out to Cheryl at DynaVap.com, and we can get that maker's kit out to you right away. I saw one thing right here before, and I'll save that for when we wrap up. We want to thank you all for tuning in. We really appreciate it. We love seeing all these submissions. Be sure to follow our Instagram page if you're not already doing so. Pranav has been busy kind of curating some of the content on there and answering people's questions on there. And be sure to subscribe to our channel here on our YouTube channel and ring the bell to be notified so you never miss any of our content. Educational tips, live streams. We're going to start doing some more fun content as well. Probably do some crazy stuff with Pranav and see what trouble he can get into. Let us know what you would like to see in the comments below. That's going to help us decide what we're going to create later on. And we want to thank Ben and Bryce behind the camera, Coley for the questions. And I see one comment here. Can he eat it? Yes, he can. And so we will see you next time on February 27th. You're going to be in Spanibus.
Yes,
in Spain
so I will
soon?
be in Barcelona next month for Spanibus. I think it's the 13th to the 15th of March. So everyone in the EU who'd like to hop in and say hi.
Yeah, and then George and I and some of the others from the DynaVap crew will be in Las Vegas from February 25th through the 28th. So if any of you are interested in doing like a DynaVap meet and greet, let us know. Just reach out and we'd love to get that set up. We love putting a face to names and getting to know our community a little bit better. And who knows, we might be able to show you some of the cool stuff we're working on. And so we will see you on the 27th. I will probably be streaming live from Las Vegas then. And so we'll see you next time.
Thanks for watching. For more videos, click here or here, and don't forget to subscribe.